So this is the missing segment of the trail that could be fixed. Certainly would have been my preference to have the multi-use trail all the way along through this park on both sides of the river, but that's not going to happen, at least for a while. So this is all publicly owned land. I just wanted to show you how short of a connection is and how convenient it is. So you can see I'm walking my bike through here. Plenty of room for a trail for the most part. Apparently there's one place where an easement would be needed, and I assume it's this pole right up here. This is a case where there's a great connection to be had. We've got a 50% grant for the cost of the project. And I think right here is probably the expensive part. Because of the location of this pole, I think they have to go around it. So you can kind of see how they have to build a little bit of a ledge there, because you can't go into the flood protection area. I'm guessing the back of these fences are probably about where the property lines are. But one thing you'll see is when these fences actually get built, a lot of times they'll actually stray into the public property as well. Again, abundant publicly owned parkland right now. By not having this connection, you actually have to go along Highway 14 and then on a couple of streets in the neighborhood. It's not terrible, but it's enough to dissuade kids, families, sometimes seniors, from getting out and using these trails. Again, you can see there's all this beautiful public land in here that people don't know that we own this property. So there's been a few people who have raised concerns, probably with the backyards abutting up to here, and they think that it's inappropriate to have a trail behind their homes. And my house backs up to a park as well, and it's really no issue. In fact, when we built our house, we paid half the cost to create a connection to the park through an easement next to our house. We actually spent thousands of dollars to improve the connectivity of this community. We certainly didn't advocate against improvements to make the community be able to better access the park system and trails. So again, you can see it's not a terribly long connection, but definitely plenty of room in here to put together a nice trail. Might have to prune up some trees a little bit. And the other thing too is what this connection would allow is, right now, if you want to go from southwest to downtown, you're really spending a couple of miles along two busy roadways on kind of an ugly trail. So here again, it gets a little bit tight as well. You can see the golf course and the tee box up ahead, so there'll probably be a little bit of adjustments in here. But again, this is to create a trail with tremendous public opportunities. So, hello. We're gonna see how good this shot is. Not wet anyway. Mine would have been wet. Way to go. Brilliant, brilliant. This would be kind of the interesting spot as to whether or not this is really the property line or not. But you can see now we're coming into where you join up with existing trails that would go into the heart of the city. The other thing too is that I think this project is being designed to try and avoid taking any private land or creating an easement on private land, which is always the easier path. Okay, and you can see right here we'd be able to connect up with the existing path network. That's fine and whatnot, particularly if you have neighbors that don't want something like this. That said, it's a community that belongs to all of us, and when I hear people trying to take away good access and community amenities, it just makes me sad. It's selfish, it's NIMBYism, and you know, if you know some of these folks who are trying to block this very useful and likely to be heavily used connection, talk to them. Let them know that, you know, I just went through the back, and if I stole anything, I at least hit it pretty well. So it's really not a crime issue, it's not an access issue, but we have a great trail system that's the result of generations of leadership, and this is the next step, and let's hope that we get it done here this summer.